Welcome to P6 topic number 4, young scholars. So let's start the lesson. If you do now.
And the first question we would ask all of you is why do you go to school?
Why?
And why do you think education is important? Now, what would life be if you did not go to school? And what if you never learned how to read? So just think about that for a second, and we'll go ahead after that.
You can write in your notebook a few information. But imagine every month, every day, every year at home, every day. I think it would be bored.
Bored, yeah.
Very boring. Okay, so let's go to the purpose.
So today's lesson is on young scholars, and we will learn about young scholars to be able to collect the terms related to education areas from learning sources and present them through writing, then telling the methods and benefits of sustainable utilization of resources. Afterwards, presenting examples reflecting the results of environment conservation in Thailand.
Wow, looks interesting.
Interesting.
So let's jump to the work mode. So like every time, go to the vocabulary. So the first one is education. Education.
The second is visual.
Auditory. Auditory.
And the last one is kinesthetic. So that is kinesthetic.
So education, you know the word, huh? Education is something to learn. So I want to be educated. I want to have an education.
Visual is something that you can see with your eyes.
Auditory, it's that you hear.
And kinesthetic is something that you can touch. So when you touch something, when you play with clay, when you play with your phone, that is kinesthetic.
Yes. Okay, let's jump to an exercise. So which learning style are you best at? Are you a visual learner?
Are you an auditory learner? Can you learn by listening?
Or are you a kinesthetic learner? So are you need to touch? Let's say you want to learn guitar. Are you better by listening by YouTube and then learn, or by directly play the instrument?
Yeah. So not everyone is same. Everyone has different levels. So some people learn better by looking. Some learn better by listening, and many learn better by actually practicing. So all of them are equally important.
And here you can see the pizza with cut in 3. So you have the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. And you see here some example. So the visual can be illustration, a graph, a picture, a PowerPoint, a video, or article.
Right, and auditory can be videos or podcasts, and kinesthetic can be actually playing. You know?
So you can copy this graph here, learning style, in your notebook. Put those are the 3 different colors, and draw an eyes, and hand, and an ear.
Okay.
Do you know Nelson Mandela? So he was a president in South Africa, and he was very interested by education, and his quote was,
and he thought that education, what he said was, education is the most powerful weapon with which you can change the world. And he helped to get a lot of poor children in South Africa educated.
So and for you, how to gain knowledge? how can you learn something? So again, in your notebook, try to think apart of school, how can you gain knowledge? Let's imagine you want to learn guitar, and imagine the school cannot teach you this. So how can you know how to play guitar?
And learning and education is not just in the school. You learn many things outside. You know, like when you go to the park, you see animals, you see birds, you see trees, you see them behaving. Sometimes when you're driving a bicycle and you have a tire puncture, so you change the tire. So all that is also education.
Yes. So think about how can you learn new things in your notebook. So why do we go to school?
Yeah, why is education important generally? And you have to ask, education helps who? Whom does it help? So we can go to the next slide and we see that education helps you. You know, you study, you gain knowledge. And who else does it help, teacher?
It helps the society. And society is to educate, so to educate people help to move the society forward. So if imagine the village or a city has a lot of good education, it means the society in the city can evolve.
Right. So like you need doctors, you need lawyers, you need nurses. So they help to bring the society up.
Exactly. So try to find two other important things for yourself and also for society. Two for you and two for society. So what is the difference between online and face-to-face education?
So right now you're at home, you're learning from videos, you're learning online, you're learning from YouTube. So learning from any media is called online education. And when you go to school, when you speak to someone, that is face-to-face education.
Yes. So think about, we also had last year online teaching. So between online teaching, videos and face-to-face, what is for you the best method to learn? You had more fun by being in the classroom, or you had more fun online teaching?
Right, and also think that in online, you're usually with headphones, you're usually alone, so you can focus more.
Yes.
But when you're face to face, you're with your friends, and you can learn many things interacting with your friends and your teachers.
And you have more material, school material, books, the PowerPoint, the teachers that you can always ask, and a lot of more material. So tell us how to learn in an easy and fun way in school and at home.
Right, is it more fun at home or is it more fun in school? So think about all that.
And you can write in your notebook some suggestions, and then when you come back to school, maybe you can suggest this to us, to have an easy and fun way to teach you. So here, what is a visual learner? So are those who learn through observation. They observe a lot. See the eyes. What is the next one?
So the next one is auditory learners. So students who learn by listening are auditory learners.
The next one?
And this is kinesthetic learners. So students who learn by actually making things, by doing things, by touching, they are kinesthetic learners. And not everyone is one type, it is a mixture of all three types.
And here you have a last one. You have reading and writing learner.
So students who can read, who study better by reading and writing are this type.
And you're also an environmental learner, so if you like to learn in a park or in your bedroom or somewhere quiet, some people likes to have a quiet place, so also to know where exactly. So let's move to the thinking tool. It's a compare and contrast. So you have online and face-to-face. So try to think 5 things that you have by online and 5 things that you have at school.
So one point I could give you is that online you study by yourself at home.
Mm-hmm.
You study on a computer,
Yes.
or you study on a mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
And in face-to-face, you study in a classroom with a teacher.
Mhm.
So that is one point.
Mhm.
So write down at least 5 points, teacher. Is that okay?
Yes.
5 points, and do this exercise on paper, and we will check it when you come back to school.
And also 3 points that is similar, that's 3 points that is online and at school. So the first one is learning. So try to find 2 other ones for what is exactly the same from online and school.
Okay. And then the next question, teacher, is tell us one way you can use education to conserve the environment in Thailand.
So here also you can add this to your work in an A4 paper. In an
Okay.
A4 paper.
All right. So, what are your goals at school? Why do you come to school? And then think, what is your best learning style? Visual, auditory, and third one is kinesthetic. So you can break it down in percentage. Okay, visual, auditory, kinesthetic.
So summarizing. So don't forget to write the vocabulary in the notebook in English and in Thai. If you don't know the meaning, if you don't know in Thai, you can use Google.
And complete the exercises, so you can do the compare and the contrast, and also try to bring up, we've asked a few questions, so think about whether you are visual or auditory or kinesthetic.
And write all what you learned in this lesson also. So whatever you learned, the verb, even if you have other vocabulary or other things that you learned about it, just write everything down.
Okay, teacher, and I think compare and contrast I mentioned already. So yeah, online versus face-to-face.
Yes.
So do that on A4 size paper, and we'll check it when you come back to school.
Okay, so that was it for topic number 4. We
And
see each other in topic number 5.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.